Hello, I've been cleaning out my parents' house, and there's old stuff there because I grew up in that house that I found. And I found this envelope of stuff, and before I tore into it, I was like, let me look through this stuff in a video. That's what all the kids do nowadays, I guess. So this is old cards and other things that I collected in a little envelope and left in my house, my parents' house, for over 20 years or so. Um, and this dates back to, like, I don't know, the 80s and stuff. So here's a bunch of random cards I had collected. Let's take a look at all this stuff, because some of this stuff, is of a time of the late 80s. So let's start with this is one of those Nintendo cards. So Nintendo had a whole series of cards. I can't remember who put these out. O-Pee-Chee. I think O-Pee-Chee's Canadian, is it not? So these were scratch cards, and you would play the game, and it would give you rules on the back. So I scratched all this out. This is an Adventure of Link card. And here it says, if you find 3 of these, you win. And if you find 3 of these, you lose. You find 1 to advance right. And then you follow these directions, whatever. I would just scratch the card and see if I won or lost. Here's Alf. The winner, you actually finished your meal before Alf could finish it for you. There you go. And here's a whole... so Alf was huge in the in the late 80s, I guess, into the early 90s. Had a cartoon and everything. Here's some more Alf. Who says you're not supposed to eat the bag after you dunk it? There you go. So he eats the tea bag. That's the joke. Alf, of course, was an alien that landed in the suburbs in the United States, and there was a whole sitcom about this. It's 4 seasons. Now on Melmac, where he's from, there was a sport called Bowie Baseball, so they made Bowie Baseball cards. This is pretty cool. Capstan Silver Clackers, that's the name of the team. Seymour the Stick Faz. And there's a whole baseball card stat at the back. It's pretty fun. There's more Alf. Watch out, Spuds. Hey, the real party animal has arrived. So of course Alf was like a puppet, and they sold tons of Alf stuff. Here's another Mario card. This is Mario 2. So these Nintendo cards are mostly Nintendo games, but we will find some, probably some other games in here as well, made by other companies. So here's Super Mario Brothers 2, which was heavily promoted at the time. There's a Shy Guy here. And here it gives you the rules. Find 3 of these to win. 3 of these you lose. What's this? Find 3 to win. Thrill. Yeah, I guess, whatever. That's neat. Here's another Nintendo card. This is the first Super Mario Brothers. And here he's fighting one of these birds. And I scratched everything here. And it tells you, find 2 of these to move on. Find 3 and lose. Here's Double Dragon. So this is Trade West. Well, Trade West here in North America. And so yeah, I scratched all these and whatever. Here it has a copyright of 89. Find 3 of these and lose. Find 2 to win. Find 3 to win. Find 4 to win. And move on or whatever. And here are the rules and everything. And here they have copyright of Trade West for Double Dragon. Here are, I guess, wax paper backs for Ninja Turtles, like stickers. I don't think they say anything specific other than the number of the stickers. So I had a sticker album for this. I don't even know where it is. So yeah, there would be stickers on these, and these are the backs you'd peel off. Here's another one. Wow, this really is the envelope of a 12-year-old here. Okay, Fright Flicks. I love this card series. I have the whole thing. I have a bunch of extras and stuff, so here are more to add to my extras collection. This was a series put out by Topps that celebrated horror movies of the 1980s that were out at the time. So this is Day of the Dead. This is how I first learned about Day of the Dead. Is this the line for ballet tickets? So they would have like funny captions for these horrific pictures. Day of the Dead, of course, has probably the best zombie makeup of the entire series, George Romero's series. On the back would be some BS story that's purported to be true, but now that we have the internet, if you look up any of this stuff, you can't find anything because it's not true. This will tell you the name of the movie, Day of the Dead, and there's a little story on the back. Ted Wilson decided to visit his cousin in Sankett, Montana during February 1938. When he arrived, he swears he found everything moving backward. Cars, animals, even people. An hour later, things returned to normal, and no one believed him. It's like the pitch for a movie or something. Here's Freddy adorned a lot of these cards. So there's all different kinds of movies and from different studios. All right, bring back the lighter for a refund. This is from part 3. Pierre Chambord could not understand a man dying for a woman's love, but could understand dying for love of a good book. On April 6, 1841, while dusting a volume, he struck it against his arm, causing a wound that soon killed him. It's funny because they put in all this detail to make it seem real, but there's enough here to look up if this is real, and it's not. Now don't get cross. So it's from Fright Night, of course. Old Granny Wilson was rich and she lived alone. One night, a thief broke into her home. Leaving, he was attacked by a large panther. A panther which he later swore wore the same locket around his neck as Granny Wilson wore. Yeah, because she was a cat person, I guess. Here's some more Alf. I was so hungry I ate the first chapters of this book. There's Willie Tanner. So here's the back here. Hey, I told you to be careful with those Velcro eyebrows. Now, it's not what happens in this scene, but whatever. Yeah, and I think this is all just stories from Gordon Shumway, who is Alf, his family on Melmac and stuff. Alright, let's get more into... There's a lot of Alf here. Here's another Bowie baseball card. Another Bowie baseball card. I think these are all Chase cards in the more Alf. I was too small to play quarterback, so they made me a one length back. Har har. Here's the back. Here's another Nintendo. This is Legend of Zelda. And here are the rules for that game. More TMNT wax backs. I don't know where all these stickers are or the album. I'm pretty sure this is the movie stickers. There's more. Here's another Alf. Vote for me. I'm for a cat in every pot and 2 aliens in every garage. He ate cats. He ate them. That's what. And he would always chase the family cat. Here's the back. I only dress like this so I can carry a briefcase. It's perfect for big lunches. There you go. Yeah, Alf was huge. People loved it. Here's another Fright Flicks card. I'll call you later. Something just came up. And this is the alien, of course. And here's the backstory. Here's Adventure of Link. And here's the rules for that scratch card. I never see these in the wild. I think because a lot of kids just scratch these cards. It's how are you going to sell it now? We'll throw Alf a surprise party. Better yet, let's just throw Alf. Yeah, so this family, the Tanners, they... Why isn't this focusing? The Tanners hid Alf from public society. Here's the Bowie baseball card. Trying to get it to focus. I never met a cat I didn't like for dinner. There you go. Alf never came back into the public eye. You know, I know there was some controversy with the guy making a joke, like a racial joke, who voiced him, and that's been making the rounds on YouTube. This is more of a comic. It's kind of cool. He's not sick. He just needs to chase the cat for a while, because that's what Alf would do. And here's the back of that. Let's separate some of these out. So here's a bunch of Fright Flicks, more Ninja Turtles wax backs, Alf, Fright Flicks. Oh, cool sticker. Alf, more Ninja Turtles wax backs, Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers, the first one. He's killing a parrot Koopa. And here are the rules for that scratch card. Double Dragon again. The rules for the scratch card. Okay, Alf. Here's the rest of the Alfs. Wow. I guess I had to clean my room quickly, and I just shoved a bunch of cards into an envelope. And here they became just a time capsule. But I would go to the convenience store after school and buy, like, you know, cards and comics and candies and things. And these are the kinds of, like, cards I would buy. So Alf, Fright Flicks, and Nintendo. Which sums up a 80s childhood right there. So here's a sticker. No, is it a sticker? Or is just key art for the fly. And here is the puzzle that you'd have to put together. Pieces of this were on the backs of cards, so here's what the puzzle would have looked like. I have a whole Fright Flicks video series on my channel. You could take a look at that. Dishwashing liquid, I'm soaking in it. So that's from American Werewolf in London, and here's the fake story they have here. I should have passed on that last egg cream. So yeah, that's from Poltergeist 2. We're throwing up the bad guy. Here's the fake story. Hey, you're right, I can see myself. That's funny. The fly, and here's the fake story. They put a fake story on the back of every card. I really ought to stop gargling with kerosene. And Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And here's the fake story. You could look up all these stories. They're all fake. I don't think any of them are real. Better fix that broken window, Paul. A fly could get in. Dun! And it's The Fly. The Fly, 86. And here's the fake story. And that's everything that was in this envelope that I randomly had random cards in from like 1989 or so. So yeah, I mean, time capsule indeed. And this was what was on my mind when I was about 12 years old. I hope you liked looking at these with me. If you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of cool stuff on here. So until next time, take care.